Coming up, joining forces. New York's governor and New York City's mayor come together to combat crime and homelessness underground.
Gusty for this evening and overnight temperatures dropping back below freezing.
And turning to the stars, New York Live gets the forecast for all signs of the zodiac for 2022. Hey, this is News 4 Now for February 18th. I'm Kay Ingram. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's been a lot of craziness going down on the trains these days. Well, now, Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor Eric Adams are implementing what they call a subway safety plan to help keep commuters safe. There have been several high-profile crimes in recent weeks on the subway involving homeless suspects. The mayor says starting next week, the city will be deploying dozens of joint response teams to connect those in a mental crisis with immediate contact and care, following up with the housing and support. Outreach teams will canvass stairwells and subway stations to prevent people from riding trains back and forth all night. And the NYPD will be increasing patrols underground too.
The train ends at the end of the line. Someone is on there with shopping carts, clothing, bags, sleeping, unkept. That's not existing anymore. It's just not going to happen. They would prevent people from riding the trains back and forth all night as though we don't see them. And most importantly, they would be reaching out to connect homeless New Yorkers to places where they can stay.
This comes after another attack on the subway. Thursday, a 22-year-old was stabbed in the arm and leg on a Brooklyn-bound L train. The suspect was last seen leaving the train at the First Avenue station. Police believe he is homeless. The CDC says it is the go-to poison for murderers because it's hard to detect. And now it is at the center of an investigation into two murders that happened months apart. A 4-year-old boy and his grandmother, victims of acute thallium poisoning. The medical examiner released the findings Thursday, ruling both deaths were homicides. They were poisoned inside the same Bensonhurst apartment building. Both had complained of stomach pains before their deaths. Thallium is a chemical used mostly to kill rodents and insects.
That's actually very unusual. I mean, especially when you're thinking of a grandmother and her child, but it is odorless and it is tasteless, so it is easy to slip thallium into food.
The source of the poisoning is unclear. Police have not made any arrests. They're also looking into possible foul play by a family member or someone known to the grandmother and child. Also new, a Manhattan judge is ordering former President Donald Trump and two of his children to answer some questions under oath. The ruling came as part of New York Attorney General Letitia James's probe of alleged business fraud by the Trump Organization. The Trumps had sought to quash the subpoenas. Instead, the judge ordered them to testify within 3 weeks. The former president issued a statement accusing James of trying to interfere in his business relationships and with the political process. The Trumps might appeal.
Hi there, I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Maria LaRosa. A wild morning, blustery and a colder afternoon, and still watching some gusty winds for this evening. That means wind chills will be down into the 20s as temperatures continue to fall. The good news is they ease up a little bit overnight, but we've got another clipper system to the north. That's going to bring the winds back up, especially by morning, but definitely by the afternoon. We could be right back up into that 25, 35 mile per hour gust heading into the afternoon tomorrow. You can see those skies are clear. We stay dry, maybe some more clouds and a few snow showers for the afternoon, but a quiet start to the morning in that department. But again, temperatures dropping below freezing. Temperatures in the 20s in the city, 21 in White Plains. Still some temperatures falling into the teens overnight north and west from Sussex, Poughkeepsie, and Monticello. So definitely a February feel to this weekend.
News 4 celebrates Black History Month. Road warriors for equality. Freedom riders were fearless in the face of so much hate. In 1961, the group of black and white civil rights activists took bus trips through the South, protesting segregated bus terminals. Despite arrests and savage attacks by protesters, hundreds joined the cause, and the government ruled segregation in transit was illegal, a key step toward the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The Freedom Riders are part of our collective history. And together, we are for New York.
Now, if you love horoscopes, who better to talk about it with than with the woman who wrote the book, This Is Your Destiny? New York Live sat down with Aliza Kelly to get an outlook on what 2022 is looking like for everyone. Check it out.
With every day, week, month, even year offering new surprises, many are looking to the stars for understanding. So, what does the universe have in store for you in 2022? Today, I got you covered. Aliza, this is a moment for me right now. So I can't believe that actually we're doing this.
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to talk about 2022 astrology, specifically because it is so different than 2020 astrology and 2021 astrology.
Let's go through all of the different signs and tell people what's in store for them in 2022, or anything that you can offer.
So Aries is in for a real treat this year. There's going to be lots of new opportunities and possibilities opening up. So next up we have Taurus. So in the spring and also in the fall, we're going to be having radical cataclysmic change take place for our Taurus friends.
Gemini.
So what we should expect with Gemini is something is scaling, something is growing, something is in the works right now.
What about Cancer?
Cancers are finally getting a break this year.
And then is Leo next?
Leo is next.
Okay.
So by the time we get to mid-2022 for Leo, it's going to be a lot of new adventures. So Virgo is all about partnership this year. I think our Libra friends are also going to find themselves coupled up by the end of this year.
Scorpio next?
Scorpio is next.
Okay.
So our Scorpio friends could look to see what was going on in November of this past year to sort of get a flavor of what the eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, which will be in the spring and in the fall, are going to be generating. Sagittarius are going to feel really inspired to connect with that artistic impetus.
Capricorn.
Capricorn. So we are going to be able to have Capricorns open up. So Aquarius is going to be in commitment mode throughout 2022. And again, Pisces is the MVP of 2022. So Pisces are going to be experiencing some major glow ups.
So where can we keep up with you?
So I am all over the internet at Aliza Kelly, so check it out there.
Awesome. Thank you for
Thank
today.
you.
This was incredible.
And finally, there is a townhouse in Brooklyn Heights that's asking price is $6 million. But it's not the asking price or the square footage that's drawing a lot of attention. It's what's next door.
We have actually a wonderful neighbor.
Judith Schofield Miller and her husband David don't mind the folks next door because behind the dark tinted windows at 58 Gerolman Street is nobody.
It's a shell of a building with stairways and fans and machinery.
Yes, the mysterious brick facade on their block is indeed just a facade. For more than a century since the MTA first built the Lexington line, the Transportation Authority relied on a ventilation shaft in case of emergency.
And then you'd have a place to escape if the train stalled in the middle.
Or fire.
And this was it.
From the front, there's almost no hint of MTA ownership, aside from the NYC transit marker on the standpipe. And in the backyard, well, the Millers get the use of that expanded outdoor space, with only a glimpse of the ventilation fans as well.
You can hear it occasionally if there's a train that's off the track, but once you live here, as long as we have, it goes unnoticed.
But now at 60 Gerolman, the retired couple's 6-bedroom, 3.5-bath, 4-fireplace townhouse is on the market. Their 1991 purchase price, just under $700,000. Their 2022 asking price, just under $6 million. So far, the offers have poured in because this is Brooklyn, it is real estate, even after the prospective buyers realize the house next door is just a facade.
There's not a lot of inventory. And also you have the luxury of not having a neighbor.
Now, with their children grown and wanting to downsize,
We've been very fortunate. Very fortunate
Very
indeed.
fortunate.
someone else will buy the perk or quirk of living next door to a piece of transit real estate that's been hiding in plain sight. In Brooklyn, Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here next week.